Folks, something incredible happened today. Millions of people showed up, millions, all across America. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Minneapolis, even Idaho. Idaho, folks. Do you know how hard it is to get people out in Idaho? Very cold, very potato-forward state, but they came out, for me, obviously. Now the signs. Let's talk about the signs. The signs say no kings. I read that and I said, finally someone agrees with me, because I am not a king. I want to be very clear about this. I am a president, the best president, possibly the greatest president in the history of presidents, but not a king. Kings wear crowns, very heavy, very uncomfortable, very bad for posture. I've tried one on, don't tell anyone. It was too small anyway. My head is very large, tremendous head, lots of brain inside, very full up there. I wear a hat, much more practical, much more aerodynamic, American-made. So when the signs say no kings, I said to my advisor, they're right. He said, sir, I think they mean you specifically. I said, I am specifically not a king. Therefore, they specifically agree with me. He said, sir, that is not the interpretation most people are using. I said, it's the correct interpretation. He said, sir, they are protesting against you. I said, 9 million people showed up, 9 million. Do you know how many people come to my rallies? This is the biggest rally I've ever had. And I didn't even have to book the venue. Very efficient, very cost-effective. I said, somebody get me the organizers. I want to thank them personally. He said, sir, you cannot thank the protest organizers. I said, why not? He said, because they organized the protest against you. I said, against me or for me showing up? He said, that is not the same thing. I said, 9 million people disagree. Now, the baby blimp, very important topic. They flew a giant blimp of me, baby Trump, in Los Angeles. Enormous blimp, beautiful blimp. I said, how much did that cost? My advisor said, sir, why does that matter? I said, because I want one from my office. He said, sir, it's a protest blimp. It's meant to mock you. I said, it's a tremendous likeness, very accurate, very flattering actually. The hair was perfect. Whoever designed that blimp, tremendous artist. I want their number. Now some people held signs that said, put down the crown clown. I said, first of all, no crown. Already established that. Second of all, clown, I prefer the term entertainer. Very different energy. Clowns work for the circus. I work for America. Same building sometimes, different job title. Then my advisor came back in. He said, sir, the White House called these protests Trump derangement therapy sessions. I said, therapy? That's my word. Baby Trump invented therapy. You heard me. That's a whole other video. But the point is, today was historic. Possibly the largest day of protest in American history. And I want to personally congratulate everyone who showed up. From New York to Idaho, you came out in record numbers for the greatest show in America, the Baby Trump Show, every single week on this channel. No crown required, no throne necessary, just a hat, a very aerodynamic hat, and 9 million fans who showed up today, whether they knew it or not. Baby Trump, not a king, something better, obviously.